with the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found.
But after that ordeal, mother want Hyung Jin not to be in Korea. And then she said all of a sudden one day she called us up after Father Seung-Hwa, and she said now In Jin Nim's matter, the In Jin Nim's scandal came up, and then you have to go and then make things right. I fired her from her position. I stopped all the Love and Life ministry. So you go there and then you make things right. And then she said, do not even come back for 3 years. So she was very strong about, you don't come back for 3 years. She was very strong about this. So, I even had to ask her. I had to have to ask her. Asking her, saying that, so do we come back for event, right? Church event, right? And she's like, you can come back for that. And she said, leave all your children behind, and then you go there, and then for 3 years, don't even think about coming back. So, and then there was what is it, in Korea, I don't know the American tradition, but in Korea, there's always, when the leadership changes, there's what is it, step down ceremony and the inauguration ceremony like this. But there was no such a thing. It was such a hurry that Hyung Jin Nim got fired. Just the way Hyung Jin Nim got fired was basically, we got a phone call from Peter Kim that you are basically fired from Korean president position. And then one of the Korean headquarters staff brought the paper that I'm resigning from this position. And that was,
yes. He had to sign that letter?
Yeah, he had to sign that, some kind of document, legal document, I believe it was. I'm stepping down from family fed of a Korean church and something like that. And, and I remember that person actually cried in front of Hyung Jin Nim that how unjustifiedly the way he was fired was so unjustified and so shameful. That staff who brought the paper cried. He's a man, but he really cried in front of Hyung Jin Nim and said sorry that we could not do any better.
Yeah.
Or to do that. Anyway. And then a series of things, and after that we came to America, and then one by one he was laid off from the position.
From this other position.
Yeah, and then I remember one time mother called from Korea, and then since you are in America, you can't really serve as a mission foundation head, so we're gonna fire you from the position. And one time she called, and then she didn't discuss us in advance, of course, and just one phone call, and you are away, so I made a decision, so you are fired from that position, and you don't have any objection, right? And then that was it. And then the other positions we heard from other people that we are fired. Yes.
Oh, really?
He was fired, yeah. In America, it was a very depressive atmosphere there. The faith was so low. Father just passed away, and In Jin Nim scandal just blew up. And then people also cannot trust us. How can we know you didn't know about this?
Right.
As a leader, how can you not know about this? But I'm saying this, we did not know. We absolutely did not know. And then the day everybody, I think it was during the Father Seung-Hwa that everybody found out, right? The day I remember, I heard that In Jin Nim talked with the mother about this issue. And then the day before she talked to mother, that's the day we found out. And then I remember Hyung Jin looking at this the computer document and says, "Who made this document? This is a fraud. We can sue for this."
Oh,
And
you're talking about the birth certificate?
yeah, birth certificate. Yes, Hyung Jin was actually so angry about the whole. Somebody made this ridiculous document, and he was like, he was angry at this person, and we gotta sue this person. They went too far, and to the end, he actually could not believe what happened. And then we came to America, and the member was angry, not only angry that father is not here, angry at In Jin Nim did what she did, and they're angry at us because we are in front of them and they're not sure that we are trustworthy or not. So all these things were in front of us, and but we knew what we had to do, so we did the 12 city. Was it 12 city tour? Was it 7 city tour?
7 or I don't know.
Yeah, we started to do tour, and and some people even asked, how can we know that you guys are together? You guys might be making these things up like this too. And then and then yes, a couple of people asked, how can you tell us that you never knew about it, and then things like that. And we answered, and Hyung Jin was spiritually very low too. It's like the things he has to deal with that he never. Oh, it's windy. Is it okay?
Don't blow away, please.
It will not, of course not. Hyung Jin was very low, but that's why it's important to really, it's like a lifeline to chase after father, because as he really cling on to father for answer how he really navigate this, and father gave him answer in dream.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was father was my husband was in some kind of blessing setting, and then he was in blessing setting, and father was so upset about something. Something that like he was upset at one couple that the blessing standard of blessing is falling down, and then as he walked into father's room, and father looked at Hyung Jin Nim and said, "It's absolute sex." That's the one word father told Hyung Jin Nim, and Hyung Jin woke up and he was like. He got the answer. He got the answer how to really building the American church back again. It's on the foundation of absolute sex. So that's what we taught. That's what we taught as we finished the 7 city tour. We did the the sermon recording on Wednesday. We often talked about absolute sex as the center of family because when the husband and wife relationship collapses, we can't pass it down to our children. Right. We can't receive God. Right. So the husband and wife relationship, we always have to attend God in their heart, and then the physical realm as we make the vertical alignment, we have to also, husband and wife, as a partner, living partner, loving partner, they also have to be united. And that method that father taught was that training ground is of the practice is absolute sex. So that was the message that we constantly put it out. And at that time, I know that there's a great tension between Hyung Jin Nim and mother. So what I did was I made we served for American church for 3 months. During that time, I made a written report and sent out to to by internet. I send it. I write it in the and then once every twice a week I send a report to mother, and then this report and this you know, we are doing this and this, and we went to this city, and then you know, my husband spoke there for you know, received the question for 5 hours. One time I believe it was 7 hours, and then we did what we are doing, and then this kind of question come up and all that. And then we also said we are teaching absolute sex again, and then we are also making we are really want to make father. No, it's not. Please, you know, excuse my. Please, you know, I made it. We can't say we made it, but no way. We want father to understand. We want people to understand father better. And one of the things that people really misunderstand father about is a 6 marriage, and we know about this. So Hyung Jin Nim really researched, and then he really asked all the scholars in our church in America to give input to that. So we were really making the PowerPoint to how to really explain this as a providentially, and then you can watch one of Hyung Jin's sermon about this too. And then I sent out this report thinking that mother would be very happy about this, but she said we got a email. I got an email from Wonju. Wonju is saying that, you know, you immediately stop absolute sex teaching, and then immediately stop about 6 Mary PowerPoint education course and all that. So it was just a shutdown.